going on, everyone? So the other day, maybe about a week ago now, something like that, we got this news that following the success of recent Scream films, Melissa Barrera, who plays Sam Carpenter, is looking to reteam with some familiar faces, as sources tell Deadline that she is set to join Radio Silence untitled monster thriller at Universal. So Radio Silence is supposed to be going to go work on some new project, some new monster movie that they were supposed to do earlier, but then with the success of Scream 5 and the quick turnaround of Scream 6, they stuck around. Now it looks like Radio Silence could potentially be departing, and there's a lot of questions and concerns with that, right? A lot of questions of like, hey, is Radio Silence, are they going to postpone the film? They're working on Scream 7 right now. Are they going to wait for Radio Silence to finish their project and then come back? Or are they going to look another direction for another director? Which very well could be the case. I love Radio Silence. I think that they have more than earned the right to be at the helm of Scream. But I don't think that they're doing anything that's so crazy and revolutionary that nobody else can replicate it, right? So I do think if Paramount and Spyglass and all that, if they want to do another movie ASAP, it'll get done ASAP. Question is, Melissa Barrera, right? Would they do a Scream movie without her after establishing the last two Scream films as her being the main character and people finally coming around? Into Scream 5, I don't think anybody would have cared if Melissa Barrera departed, right? Because that was kind of the consensus. People didn't really like her character. I defended her character. I thought she was all right. But Scream 6, people really seemed to come around to Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter. People really sort of accepted her as the new final girl. And we've seen that, hey, if they think that they can do it without you, they'll do it. I mean, look at Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott. They had no problems doing it without her. And it was successful. It was great. And it didn't feel like a movie that needed Sidney. So could they do that in Scream 7 without Sam? I mean, there was rumors and talks about them going a fresh direction and kind of not having it tie into the past like the previous films, that they'd kind of tell its own story, but they did want to continue with the surviving cast, that they wanted them to carry over. But here's the thing. You could, if you wanted to, do a Scream movie without Melissa Barrera as Sam. Now, Melissa herself, she's done several films a year every year the last few years, right? She's already done like 2 or 3 movies just this year. She just had a movie come out, one of the Spanish films. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but yeah, she just did another movie. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for her to film the Radio Silence film and do Scream 7 all at the same time. Many actresses and actors do that regularly. So don't mind that. But at the end of Scream 6, you could easily make an argument that that you could go a different direction without Sam. But one, you could have Tara Carpenter be the main focus, right? Which, I mean, I'm sure everybody would be okay with and accept. Jenna Ortega is skyrocketed. She's been incredible. But you already have an inherent story that you can build on, right? You have her, and Scream 6 was all about her separating and distancing herself from Sam, and Sam having to let go. So you could easily have Tara and Chad be in New York or some other place, and Sam's just not involved because she cut the cord and she left, right? And now a new Ghostface attack happens, and Tara and whoever her friend group is are now having to deal with this situation. And it makes perfect sense, and it ties into Scream 6. Also, you had Tara, Chad, and Mindy who were already friends prior, right? That was the little friend group. And now Chad and Tara are a thing, right? They're an item. So you could have Scream 7 easily center around those three, have Tara be the main focus, be the main, target with her and Chad. You could even just have somebody that wants to take out those survivors. And, maybe Sam is abroad somewhere and, they're like, oh, don't worry, we're going to get her next, whatever. You could easily do that. Because again, at the end of Scream 6, you had Sam basically be willing to let go. She accepted the fact that, like, hey, I need to stop being this overbearing sister. She chose Tara over everything, right? You had the symbolism, the dropping of the mask at the crime scene, all that stuff. So you could easily paint that picture of like, hey, you got your conclusive ending. You got the departure of Sam. Sam's accepted who she is. She's moved on. She's doing her thing, starting a career somewhere, whatever. And now you have your new film with the main group, right? Because Sam wasn't a part of the main group. She was she was just the big sister. The main group was, the Liv, the Chad, the Wes, like all of that. That was the main group. So now the survivors of the main group are just basically the Meeks twins and then Tara. So you could do a Scream movie with just the main core and not have Sam. And I get, like, now Sam, after Scream 6, Sam is part of the Friends group now, the core four, all that stuff. But you could have her just easily. Her and Danny, who was Josh Segura's character, her and Danny fell in love. They went and moved to some other state or whatever, or they're traveling right now to get away or whatever from just all the madness. And Tara's living her life, finishing up college, and boom, Ghostface comes back. And Sam, you could even have a scene with, like, Melissa Barrera as Sam just briefly. Like, you don't have to have her in the whole movie, but you could even just do, like, a quick little cameo, have her film something, or maybe even just an audio recording where she's like, I'm coming on a plane, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe she just shows up at the end and it's already over. Kind of do the Mindy thing, right? Where, like, Mindy shows up when it's all said and done and she misses all the action. You could even do something funny like that. And now Sam is kind of like, okay, well, I guess you were able to handle it on your own, or, some throwaway line, whatever, right? You could easily do something like that. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I think that, look, if Spyglass and Paramount, if they want to get this film done and they want to ride this hype train, which makes a lot of sense, right? They bought all the rights to Scream and several other, IPs and stuff. They're probably still in the hole quite a bit, right? And so they might need to keep riding this Scream train. And yes, you could do it. They could also always do just like a completely new story, right? I mean, Scream 6, you could just have as the ending. Sam cut the cord again, same thing I said, left the mask, chose her sister, blah, blah, blah. And then you had Tara and Chad end up together. Everyone survived. It was a happy ending. It doesn't get much happier than the way Scream 6 ended, right? So you could easily just pick up in a different group and tell a film that way, and then maybe pick up later on, like maybe Scream 8 picks back up with Sam and Tara or whatever. Maybe you intertwine the groups, right? Because Scream 6 also established that there are Ghostface attacks all over the place. That there are, people disguised as Ghostface that are running around killing people, not just in this area, but Kirby specialized in Ghostface attacks, right? That was her whole thing. So they're everywhere. So you could even establish like a new group in Scream 7 and maybe have them kind of connect and come together in Scream 8 or something like that. Or maybe at the end of Scream 9 or 10 or whatever. And it's just this like big like in-game type thing where you have these two different groups that are coming together to form one super robot. But anyway, it just, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me or shock me if they ended up going a different direction and they ended up doing a Scream movie without Melissa, if that ends up becoming a thing. Now, again, like I said, many people, actors and actresses, do several films in a year. So they very well could do that, and she could very well do that. But there's also the possibility that they just wait, right? There's always the possibility that they just say, like, hey, let's wait for her to finish. Let's wait for Radio Silence to finish, and then they can jump over to this project. Maybe there's a year or two hiatus. Between Scream 2 and Scream 3, there was, like a 3-year hiatus? 2.5 years, something like that, hiatus. So, again, they could very well do that, but it's just, if you're Paramount and Spyglass, you have all these trilogies, like that's kind of the thing where it comes out year after year. They're already writing, they're already deep in the process. Do they really want to hold off when you could kind of ride this hype train, Scream 6 and all its success? Do they look at that and go, okay, well, we need, like, why wait and run the risk of, the box office not doing as well when Scream 5 and 6, and people seem to like Scream 6. Like, the consensus seems to be that Scream 6 was better than Scream 5. So, like, what if that ends up, what if Scream 7 ends up, by the time we release it, you kind of lost all the luster, you kind of lost that hype and excitement. I don't know. There's a real argument to make Scream 7 ASAP. And if Melissa can't do it, and if Radio Silence can't do it, then what do? I think you just make the movie without him. I think you just do it with Jenna Ortega and Chad and everybody and Mindy, and have them, Jasmine and Mason, have those two come back, and maybe get Kirby back and all that stuff, and you just have this this story without her. It's a real thought. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Would you be okay with a Scream movie without Sam? Do you think no? Like, you gotta have her in it. Would you be okay? Like, again, maybe Tara becomes the lead. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comment section below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button, follow by the bell notification, stay up to date with all things Scream, doing this wonderful community and all of our discussions. See you all in the next one. Thank you.